Okay, welcome to your presenter skill set assessment requirements. So you have 4 weeks from today to get this done. Your due date will be here. This video is to just go through that workbook that I've given you, which is this. So on page, make sure you put your name in here and also in the header and the date, today's date. You will, even though there's bits in here that you're not going to complete digitally, whatever you do complete digitally, you'll simply save this whole document and end up emailing it back to me. You need to read through all of this because this gives you the context, okay? When you submit to me the handwritten stuff that you've printed off and had people handwrite, I need the originals, so just post those to me or drop them off. When it comes to some of the digital evidence, best way to do it is through Dropbox. Just share a file with me. So there's 9 steps to be completed. There's a total of 3 session plans. So I've put a list together here. So for each of your 3 sessions or lessons, you're going to need to give me background information, the actual session plan, which is a digital copy of the plan, the resources that you used during that session or lesson. You're going to need to ask someone to take a video for you, which I suggest is the same person that's doing the third-party report. So who can do your third-party report? Any professional. So a coworker, a student, teacher, an education assistant who can observe you, fill in this report saying, yes, I did observe them, this actually happened, and then videoing at least 30% of that session or that presentation. Feedback needs to be received from all the participants. So you just print it off, and at the end of your presentations, you'll just ask them to fill it in for you. And then at the end of every presentation, there's 2 self-reflection questions. So each session that you give me will need these 7 things to be completed. Okay? That's all in here in order with detail. So this is a tick here for you to be able to tick that yes, I've done it, and you can print that off if you like and tick it through. Step 5 is not for you to complete. That's for me to complete. I will do that based on the video that you're going to send me. Okay, so let's go through. You'll see this results cover sheet all the way through for each step. That's for me to complete there. Okay, so background information. So I need a strong paragraph, 3 to 5 sentences for describing your target market and describing some general information. I've give you some stuff here when you talk about your target market, who they are, okay? And then general information about your program. I have to get 1 through 7. You have to touch on all these for me because I need this information. It's all been mapped to the units that I'm gathering evidence on you or from you. Okay, so you can go ahead and just type your answers in here. Just put it in a different color if that's all right. So 3 to 5 sentences about your target market, 3 to 5 sentences about your general stuff. Okay? Each session or lesson, you might call it, needs to be a different group. Okay? Session 1 and session 2, which is outlined up here in these instructions a bit more, they can be from your current class load. So if you're teaching math, do class period 1 and then class period 2. And here you'll explain who is class period 1 and general information about that class. And then in session 2, who's class period number 2 and general information about that class. So there's 2 different cohorts. This third one is not one of your classes. This is a one-on-one session with an employee or a coworker. So for example, okay, because what this needs to be, this actually needs to be workplace. So this is not a presentation. This is one-on-one coaching, training, workplace training. This is workplace training, session 3. So you might have a student teacher in the building. Maybe they're your student teacher. Maybe you can borrow someone else's student teacher. And let's just say that student teacher needs to learn something about your workplace in order to do their job. For example, how to log in and out, and the basics of the emergency exits, and where or how to lock and unlock, lock up the whole building and stuff like that. So in order for them to be a student teacher and do their job, they need to be trained in on a certain practical aspect. There's an example. You might have a receptionist or some coordinator person within your department that they really need to learn how to do Excel. So you do a session with them on some Excel stuff, or they really need to learn how to use your LMS, your learning management system, some sort of software program. So you go, okay, cool, just come over and I'll run you through that. And it's a one-on-one training. So it needs to be, it can be anything as long as it's related to that person's job and they are an actual employee. So this is not using your students. This is using an adult. Okay, so that's session 3. If you have any problems with that, just shoot me an email. We'll figure something out. Okay, so your session plans, all right, I don't care what format it comes in, so you guys probably all have different formats. That's fine. Just make sure it's digital, so type it up, and it has to contain all of these aspects, okay, because again, these have all been mapped. You can see they've all been mapped. I need to have all this stuff. If you give me a session plan that doesn't have this, I'm just going to bounce it back to you. So double check that you've included all these things, at least all these things, in your session plan. All right, and that's for each one. So if we go with the examples that we've been given, so your class number 1 for math, your class number 2 for math, and then that one-on-one session with the student teacher. They all need to have a plan there. Okay. Resources, this is just, send me the PowerPoint slide. Send me the video that you used. Send me a activity sheet or a worksheet or a group activity or a poster, or so even if you wrote on the whiteboard, take a picture of what you wrote, or you used a flip chart, take a picture of the flip chart stuff and send me, and then print out that picture. Any resources that you used, any teaching aids, that's what this needs to be. But whatever you send to me, just put on there, session 1 somewhere. Either write it on there or whatever, so that I know which resources belong to which session. The video, okay, so use your iPhone or your iPad or an actual video camera, and then take that video and just download it or put it into that Dropbox, folder, and just title it Session 1, Session 2, Session 3. So I can go in and then complete step 5. So I'll complete this, which is I'm going to get out this observation checklist. I'm going to look at that 30% of your presentation, or for the training session. If it's not that long for that workplace one, if it ends up only being 15 minutes, just video the whole thing. But if you're with that person for a good hour and a half, or whatever you're training them in on, I only need a good 30% of what it is. Okay, so I'll fill this in. You can see I've already filled in my details, and I tell you here several times, do not complete this aspect. I will do that. This is the one that you need to print off, the third-party report. So just go ahead and print 3 of these off, because you're going to need someone to observe all 3 of your sessions. So give that to them and the session plan before you conduct your sessions. And then this is the learner feedback, so just print off a heap of these. So if you've got 10 in your class or 20 in your class, you'll have them all just fill this in for you. It's really quick for them. They just rate you 1 to 5 on their experience, and then they give a couple ways that you can improve, and a couple things they thought you did really well. So I want them to handwrite this. They're going to put their name, the date, and then your name here. Okay, cool. So that's that. And then lastly, your self-reflection. So you're just simply going to give me a couple things you thought you did well, a couple things you thought you could improve on for each session. There's 2 short answer questions at the end here that I want you to complete. So question 1, question 2, and that's it. So again, you can go through here and just print off the bits that need to be printed, that need to be done longhand, and fill in the bits that need to be done digitally, and then all you have to do is just do the presentation. So again, I'll just reiterate for each of these sessions, so there's a total of 3, okay? You need to give me the background information on that session, the actual session plan, the resources you used, a 30% video of the whole session. Someone needs to fill in the third-party report for you, get your learners to fill in a feedback form, and then complete a self-reflection. Okay, guys, that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I look forward to getting this evidence from you and ticking you off as competent in the enterprise or skill set. Thanks.